Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Bedomy and this is Starcraft Mass Recall, a remake of the original Starcraft and its subsequent expansions in the Starcraft 2 level editor. It's been a while since the last time I played this, and I hope you can forgive me, but due to technical difficulties I wasn't in a position to record or play this properly. Hopefully those are the problems of the past. Now that I managed to obtain a new work memory for my computer, I think most of these problems should be gone. But let's be honest, you're not here to listen to me complain about my computer. You're here because you want to see some decent gameplay and hear some interesting commentary. And I will try to provide both right after the game loads.
We're getting distress calls from several of the fringe colonies. The Zerg have initiated a new offensive, and Protoss warships are wreaking havoc on some of the outer worlds. I'll patch you in to the Emergency Planning Commission.
This defensive crap just isn't working. This is just like Marsara, man. Look, it's risky. But I think we can save the colonists and still buy time to get off-world. If we attack the main Zerg hive cluster, they'll have to recall their forces to protect the nerve center.
That'll never work. Where'd you study tactics, boy? You'd be outnumbered at least 20 to 1.
You damn coward. What? Does the prospect of saving innocent civilians instead of wiping them out churn your stomach?
I don't need to take that from you, boy.
Are you two through?
She's right. Save it for the Zerg. I think your plan's a wild one, Jim, but it's worth a try. Lieutenant Kerrigan?
Agreed.
Very well, then. Commander, you have tactical authority. Captain Raynor and General Duke will assist you.
Understood. Raynor, you're my second in command. And if both me and the captain are incapacitated, General Duke will assume command. Now let's go save our settlers. Alright, the base is set up, and our heroes should be in position. So Duke, move over here and deploy your tank. Raynor will set up a minefield, and I'll put the command center into a control group. We will build additional SCVs and start mining the minerals as fast as we can. We have to build up defenses before the first enemy wave. I'm serious. This is a type of mission where you're constantly bombarded by enemies. And since we're on an island, they will drop in from the air as well. So I want to have a line of turrets ready for them when they come in. But in order to build turrets, I need to build an engineering bay. And while we're waiting for that to be built, we can start training Marines. They might not be as effective as turrets, but they can still guide the enemy towards them and protect them if the situation calls for it. The turrets, not the enemy. Because protecting the enemy would be ridiculous, not to mention treasonous. And now I wonder if treasonous is even a word. But anyway, this is Buying the Bullet, a mission that was cut out of the original game by Blizzard due to time constraints, and because it broke the 10 mission per episode rule. As you're probably aware, Starcraft has 3 playable races, and each race had a storyline that was important for the overall narrative. Not only that, but each race had a unique playstyle that's difficult to master, so the developers created 10 missions for every race system. Each mission will introduce one new unit to your roster, and by the end of the mission you will be familiar with the said unit. This mission doesn't do that. It's simply there for the narrative purpose. You don't get new units, and the characters get some more development. And while I don't think that's bad, I can understand why they cut this mission out. It doesn't add much to the overall narrative, and the difficulty curve at the beginning would probably repel average players. Well, average players would probably finish this after a couple of tries, but the beginners would definitely have problems, and they might find the game repelling because of that. Just take a look at the map of the area. Our base is surrounded by 3 separate Zerg hives that have an easy access to our base because of an open island we're currently occupying. And to make matters worse, our resources are scattered across the area, so we cannot produce anything at an efficient rate. Actually, we can produce Marines and SCVs, but we will need other units in order to defend ourselves and push forward. And in order to make those other units, we will need Vespian gas, which is placed right on the other side of the island. So in order to extract the gas, I'll have to either move the command center in the middle of the island so my SCVs have to travel the same distance in order to deposit what they mined, or build another command center close to the Vespian geyser itself. In any case, I'm losing time, but in the long run, another command center means less travel time for the SCVs. So I think that's the option we should take. We'll save up some minerals and build another command center close to the Vespian geyser. Now the question is, when should I do it? 4 minutes have already passed and there was no enemy activity, which means that the enemies will come at us in large numbers. So I'm going to build extra supply depots and train additional marines to protect us when the initial assault comes. And I'm guessing that the trigger for that is the 5-minute mark. I'll send an extra SCV into the refinery now so we can stack up on gas. So when we build a factory in the starport, we can simply start spending on units. In the meantime, we'll just spend minerals on marines and SCVs. Mostly marines. And the 5 minutes are up. Now we just have to wait and see what happens. We'll train extra troops and SCVs for as long as we can. And in the meantime, I'll shortcut the engineering bay to 5 and move it out of the way so we can build a starport in its place. To be honest with you guys, I wanted to skip the preparation phase of the mission and simply go to the action part of the mission. What I mean by that is I would show you the intro cinematic of the mission, some basic base setup, and then skip to the next cinematic or the final push of the mission. And that would be the whole episode. But after doing the trump card mission, I realized that was a stupid idea. So I will stick with my old format. Namely, I'll cut the longer missions into multiple episodes, which I hope you will enjoy more. And speaking of enjoyment, where is that Zerg attack?
Orders received.
6 minutes have already passed and nothing came in. Which is very weird when you consider how aggressive Zerg are. They know that we're here, but they haven't sent anything in to destroy us.
Affirmative.
Which is good for us because we want to build up a base. But it's still weird. And the moment I say it, they come in with overlords that transport other units. Alright, that's new. And oh boy, no! Ah, we lost the turret. We'll have to build more of them if this is going to happen often. But at least now we know that the enemy knows we're here and they're ready for us. So we should start building a factory and a starport very soon. I just hope we have enough time to build everything we need. Alright, extra marines, start building them up. We'll build an academy soon so we can build up some medics. And I think I should build a bunker for the marines on the other side to protect Duke. SCV, get over here and start building a bunker! Now we just have to wait for the factory to finish up and we can start building the starport. After that we'll build a bunch of rakes and prepare our forces to move out. And oh boy, these guys are relentless. First they come over the sea and now they come over the bridge. So I'm guessing we'll be stuck here for a while. I should probably make some extra defenses then. And supply depots. The factory is finished. Now we just have to build its add-on and we can start producing tanks. And in the meantime we'll build up on marines. They're fast, flexible, and they do a lot of damage when grouped up. Our Vespian production is slow, and I know why. One SCV is slacking off. Come on, let's get back to work. If you don't want to mine for gas, go build a turret or something.
Orders received.
We'll train extra SCVs to mine the gas,
Orders, Captain.
and have one of you guys build a starport.
Reporting for duty.
Wunderbar. Everything is going according to plan. No enemies are coming in, we have a decent production, and we should start building more turrets.
Go, sir.
On second thought, I'll build an extra barrack. You can never have too much marines and medics. But for that we need an academy, so we should build one. Not now, but very soon. After we build a race or two, or 5 or 6 or 7, and think of the lovely joy it brings us wherever we see them.
Reporting for duty.
And then we can sing, thank heavens for leasehold rates, all the numbers get bigger every day. and I have no idea how this song goes. I just heard it in a French comedy. Okay, I embarrassed myself long enough. Now let's start producing more SCVs and start researching sieging up. And try to guess what this green stuff is. Snot? Zerg bioproductive waste? In-game models bugging out? Let me know in the comments. But don't use the correct answer. I'll use the funniest answer as the name for the ability in the future. For now, let's focus on swapping tanks. Duke, you go behind the bunker and siege up, and the new tank will siege up right after the research is finished.
Yes, sir.
And right on cue, the enemy comes marching in. And they destroy our tank. Damn it! Okay, we need an SCV to repair the bunker. And I should probably start researching mines. I should have done this earlier, and now I feel like an idiot.
Insufficient.
The second starport is being built. The Mutalisks are getting obliterated by the turrets, so we can focus on building raids. We can build extra tanks and repair some damaged turrets. And then we can focus on...
I'll read you, sir.
Oh no. Oh come on! They're out of range? Seriously? Not only do we have problems with Zerglings and Hydralisks, but now we have Guardians and Mutalisks. What's next? Ultralisks? I'm sorry for yelling, but the Guardians are always a pain to deal with. Luckily, we only had to deal with 2 of them, and we only lost 1 turret and a marine. Those are acceptable losses, and we have enough minerals to build 1 wraith.
Not enough minerals.
And now we have enough to build 2. And no, I do not wish for 1 starport to build 2 wraiths. I want 2 starports to build 1 wraith each. While we wait for the air support to come in, we'll set up another minefield and get ready for the next assault. And we should probably build some supply depots. But I will queue up soldier production immediately so we can just pop them out when the supply depot is done.
Additional supply depots required.
Yes, I know. Thank you, Agitator.
Not enough minerals.
Perfect. The raids are coming out, so we can focus on preparing our forces for the main assault.
Additional supply depots required.
We just have to hold out a little longer.
Right away, sir. Orders received.
This is Jimmy.
Let's queue up some extra marines and let's focus on moving our SCVs back to work.
I read you.
One of you go back to mining minerals, the other one will build academy. We didn't build that. And then we can finally build medics and fire bats, but they get killed very easily, so I'm not going to waste the minerals. I don't mind using them, but I will not lose any sleep if I don't have them. Basically, they're useful for specific situations. For example, if I have to hold a choke point and a tank is damaging my troops and blocking them from passing through, I can use a maneuverable fire bat. Or I have to go into a small space filled with ground forces. A flamethrower is perfect. The enemies are clustered up, and the flames will deal with them in seconds. And while the bridge is a perfect choke point, I'm rather hesitant to build fire bats. As you already saw, the enemy can come at us from any direction. Which is a problem because most of these enemies are air units. And fire bats can only deal with ground units. Granted, most of these air units are just transports, but I prefer to have a more flexible army that can deal with both ground and air forces. They can destroy the transports before they even drop their cargo. And even if the cargo manages to get on land, the present troops can deal with them, or at the very least slow the enemy down. And in the meantime, we can build a proper army and dispose of the enemy. For now, we'll just build extra research facilities and SCVs, and probably a supply depot or 2, and get ready to attack the enemy. Actually, we're close to the 20-minute mark, so I think we'll just end the episode by setting up a proper base. And rebuild and repair everything the Zerg just destroyed. This is somewhat strange. The Zerg know we're here and we're successfully repelling them, but they're not recalling their forces in to destroy us. We are a credible threat to them already. And if you remember the mission briefing, Raynor wanted to become a credible threat to them in order to get them away from the colonists. So far, I'd say we're achieving that goal without fighting the Zerg directly. They send a lot of their forces in, and we always manage to kill them. You'd think that an insectoid-like species such as the Zerg would register our presence as a threat to their hive cluster, and they would call most of their forces in to protect it. And that would make a very interesting holdout mission. You would have to protect the island in order to keep the Zerg occupied while a group of transports moves in to rescue the colonists. And after that, push out and destroy the Zerg. At least that's one way of improving the mission. But that's just my opinion. What do you guys think? Do you have any suggestions of your own? Let me know in the comments and I'll read some of the suggestions in the next video. Hopefully my cold will pass by then and I'll read them in a normal voice. Right. I'll set up another minefield and rebuild my forces, and if nothing else happens in a minute or two, I'll just finish the episode. Well, I'll just stop recording the gameplay and continue preparing my forces to push out. And then I'll record that section, and after that I'll record a commentary, and this will go on and on and on. Why do I even bother? Nobody's gonna watch this anyway. Maybe because I like to play this game and I want to help other people improve in it. And to thank the people who worked on this mod for who knows how long. They didn't have to do this, but they did. They took the tools given to them by Blizzard and used them to not only recreate, but to improve what was already a fantastic experience.
Not enough minerals.
They tweaked the maps just enough to favor the player if he's smart. And punish him if he bites off more than he can chew. I'll try to explain this a little more in the next episode. Thank you very much for watching, my name has been Bedomy, and good night.